this is a hard one. There's so many things I could sort of add. Yeah, like I said, I'll sound like a broken record, but you have to have your eval harness before you build the agent, right? So I'm not going to repeat it, but you know, start with 20 real world queries from your users. Write them down. Write down the ideal agent behavior you should see for each one of them, not just the final answer, but sort of the steps it takes, the reasoning through that. Create your eval set, stare at it, think about it for a while. This is your business problem, which has been sort of embedded into that small space of your eval set, and think about hard about what you're sort of evaluating and testing. Second, I would say is start narrow, right? I've seen sort of people trying to boil the ocean, but don't try to build a general purpose agent that sort of handles everything, right? Pick one workflow where automation has the highest impact and also the lowest risk, right? Maybe it's just answering common ID questions from a knowledge base, or routing tickets to the right team. But nail that one thing to make your entire system more reliable. So that helps you build the trust with your users. And then you can expand, right? So I've often seen teams sort of boiling the ocean from day one, but that usually doesn't really, work very well. Third, if I can add, is just instrument everything from the start, right? Auditability. We're repeating this again and again, but log every LLM call, every retrieval, every tool invocation, every user interaction, right? You will need this data, and you will need it for debugging, when something goes wrong. I cannot tell you the number of times that when a new employee joins the company, the best way for them to learn is basically to look at the trace of a particular, agent orchestration system, because the amount you can learn from exactly what's happening in the real runtime system, I mean, you just can't replace that, right? So you need to understand those usage patterns. If I can just add one more additional point, is respect the LLM's limitations. Usually there is this idea of like, just throw it to the LLM and the LLM figure it out. The most reliable agents are the ones that are honest with you and basically say, what, I don't know, and maybe I don't have all the context, right? Because if you work with an LLM that's basically always trying to make you happy and please you, then you're basically going to run into a lot of hallucinations, right?